all of the test le tati comparative balance sheet keji chwani wat chart ute ra question number 2 the previous year question paper chi naam blank yore songda thuna gutala chawad na khala wala na balance sheet of Srivari and company le zamra company chi ming de ra for yidong choksum da shipshi gi all tables are given below. So left side la liabilities re liability nom la capital da outside liability ni kayor asset side la non current asset da current assets ni kayor ta ding motion bachore thambo asset khandire to liability khandire to non current khandire current khandire ding motion bachore ani ta dingi na ne amount ni to sambala khandi previous re khandi current re tiha kore liabilities 31st December the December chidwa chidan the accounting financial year lati 31st March and 2000 kharim pati odle an chawor te kyom the calendar year follow chisha the dingi na previous year khandire lawar shi na khandire to previous year previous year di tiri dos ni ton choksum te dingi question dina te shi flip chin te re in the kyom ta ma dong shin ba chawra so ni ton choksum di previous year che ni ton chupshi di current year chiko chigen ro ni ton choksum di previous year che ni ton chupshi di current year re ding motion ba che di jela di nanglo ne ro liability item na ne khandi which of this is an outside liability and which of this belongs to equity the equity na khari re shareholders fund ro di nanglo la khari la na shareholders fund na la share capital ta reserve and surplus ta the motion ba chotalo thampo di equity share capital la the khad na shareholders fund na do re this shareholders fund no la first head khara share capital din chudu and dijela 12% preference share capital la the khad judu na again share capital no la chudu res dijela reserve fund la the khad na reserve fund the khad na khad shareholders fund che ti nanglo la reserve and surplus la na chudu res reserve che next profit and loss account kisi liability side la yo ware shi na ti kharchungo la na majul profit surplus che dus nyamalo ti na kya mendura ta khandar profit che dus or the profit ti khodur la na reserve and surplus no do res long term loan ti khodur la na non current liability no do res dijala creditor la ware shi na current liability na do res ti ha go chore next asset side la tawre shi na will the fixed asset net lentista sev petition fixed asset len kisi that plant and machinery land and building do loss rotation by camera fixed asset nanglola sorry non current asset nanglola fixed asset len t-shirt chungsa dijale investment da du samachida ne current the non current ni ga insirte usually invest like the khadi shira long term ki chet chi to samara investment current ni non current ni mention chi mena to non current na do share so chungsa non current asset na next accounts receivable sambala khadu asset na chedwa current and non current de lawar shi na current asset res bills receivable ti do chre bills receivable na de debtor re na to vota kya mendo so accounts receivable la de current asset res cash at bank cash mena bank khare ne kya mendo na current asset res cash le current sa yo mat ki kuch most liquid asset next inventories le na stock the khare na current assets res di ha ko chute you are required to comment the symbol chala interpretation chua which is on the financial position of the business with the help of comparative balance sheet technique comparative balance sheet technique comparative balance sheet sune the company financial position dikhade tu tigala deshe shikya ta aslasha chunsa ta tuzu shara chol tang muwa chirwa ta nyegi thangboran tishe then saw the kashi yuwa rishina nilele chura so previous year le du sambala thanda dela nitong choksum di previous year che current year di nitong chub shire so din la amount di song ni kyang share amount tikhala na comparative balance sheet test tadinata equity and liability tina shareholders fund yure dinangla share capital yu tata tingi question dinangju share capital todo cheo ma dukhanan todo te sambal ngju how ku marwa equity twa yamana preference ngju how ku marwa type so chirang ji sama ngju thagaran thi share ina ke loss kunju ki thada dila mix gi mention chitwa tela preference share che and equity share loss mention chi sambala ngju loss tengute to so previous year gach thiye amount current year gach thiye previous year gach current year changma chi thara shu share talo equity share capital this our wa the thiye is preference share capital so dingi ga khara share capital de type mana ni du chi equity du chi preference wa the wala jula reserve in surplus another head shareholders fund the tingi wa subheading ni yurwa share capital ta reserve in surplus so reserve in surplus nongla thale chik minduta ni durwa teta darwa tingi reserve fund da profit and loss ni dus so the nigi the reserve fund da profit and loss ni ka loss thius dwa anta digi di thetsa suna ten sangon domne dela thishet dwa tadi chetur singudra chiko ji non current liability nanglola thanda dela anjul chik mod medu sampala ni khaptu chiran chi thishare to chidang chik mod manage awd chik di thishna de and kangza thisun da pe akurata kinul gazette matu gazette cha de ke yumare to so long term loan that sampala to long term loan that sampala non current liability che tige amount di thishe tale amount chik mod medu sampala chiran chi thire so di jala current liability che current liability nang anjul khartu thagi khartu tela current liability nang la kharal so khadu current liability nang la yes we creditor dwa creditor kosa sa creditor la sambala current liability res ni send creditor thire trade payable ki thire trade payable nang lo send creditor thire emi ki ju tikor current liability cherwa ta this supra and this is not creditor len do creditor len tishnati next the other current liability mintu mathina tire tisunda kins ke yumade tompasha sherwa ta dijal next khardu anjul total de sherwa thanda dela chik madme sambal chigrang tisherwa hare badirang jatir tab the process ra the step ra tharan chegushi total chik madme chigrang total chere dijala overall liability ra I mean equity and liability is total the changwa koni shishu go tomkyu deshi total di dire to question na thamboran tere to odirante dijala assets naunda assets nouns mazu kharela na non current assets chere and current assets non current naunda thanda dilanjul non current chikta suna khate to fixed asset to non current asset fixed asset tinam dora investment degi non current res to so the khachire ajagi fixed asset lanchitire an amount tire investment lanchitire amount tire previous year amount che current year kachi and tini ganam do domne detir tini ganam do domne detir ra total de di jalanjul kharelan current assets tathai current assets dal sambalanjul kharelana inventories yore ra cash yore accounts receivable tisum dire and with thara station ai kens kiyo mare inventory tire trade receivable tire and cash in hand other current assets mintu machina tire tinai tomba shara de so khariyo wade odi station na tibor digaj total de tisum total de walte tisum total de walte thagi main Tissue balance sheet ki total the thara chair tom na ki mane kab to thina ki the teacher wa amount the some gyang sa issue la khachu the next step dirwa so previous year the a na current year the b so c kharla na b minus wa t minus t kanda ndu khare kiwa ditar kiwa khaju to shas wa bumthu ni chungni le gyursha so bumthu chi kiwa to shas wa bumthu ki phar shas wa solution se hande shire bumchungni minus bumthu chit ni khaju le na bumthu det next ta bumga ne bumgu le sambala kiwa khaju to khaju ki phar do bumshi ki phar bumshi ki phar do bumshi ne nga la du sambala khaju phar le na bumchi ki phar do ya phar do again bumni ni sum la du sambala bumchi ki phar do wa ta gyawati total kiwa khaju to shilna ini comparison at it wa nisagun ne chukti matham barshena chungi wa bumchungi chi kiwa to shas chungse da dijela current liability now bumni ne nga la sambala khaju kiwa to bumsum ki phatwa tara chipujing phare Rajarwa. Next up, Bumchi ne Bumsum le sambala Bumni par. Next, Bumchi ne Bumsum Rajarwa. Ane the total grand total chia. Tina kya hazula na sumsubti ni sabti le sambala chuptingi. Bum chuptingi par des. Rajar. Tadido shabadu chera. Bumchi parshati. Bumchi ki parto bumchuchi ki parsh okay so thare ma jo bumthu de tono churtu yema bumchi de tono churtu dela tu sambala bumni ki ya partus ra trade is receivable di yema hazurtu lana bumchi risha thale bumshi risha so bumsum ki partus ra bumsum ki phashas next cash in hand the yema tona chuje thale bumchi de tona chu so bumchi gi ya phartus so ni total khaju phala na bumthu ki phare bache ani overall chuje gi ande bumchi ki phare da chungse ta dos chin ne absolute change the chawa cherwa exactly khaju gi to shas rupees naunga tanga jo kharta yala percentage naunga change ra percentage na change khalis tayar la tu sambala tinyal tawana shi ra kisiti t na c divided by e into 100 ra ta the formula ti tu ngaudu chu maho chona yashirwa ina kyo ra ta roji this is the TP so c divided by a la sambala 6 lakh divided by 6 lakh into 100 let's symbol khajura 100 so 100 ki kya 100% ki kya is chego jiga 4 lakh divided by 5 lakh 4 lakh divided by 5 lakh into 100 let's symbol 4 5 2 80% ra 80% ki kya is Parshas, 80% ki Parshas. Next, this divided by this, so 1 lakh divided by 4 lakh into 100. Khazulana 25%. Suppose 100, 200. That is 100, 200 sambala. It is Khazura. 1 lakh divided by 2 lakh. Half raw. Half in a 50% keyword. Raw. Until I thought session that is raw. 12 divided by 17 into 100. 12 divided by 17 into 100. Let's mala 12 lakh divided by 17 lakh into 100, and it will be 70.59. Dhara chere shabadum lagi. Tadra. 3 lakh divided by 2 lakh. 3 lakh divided by 2 lakh. Kazura. Into 100, 150 che. 150 na. Count the 150 na. What the 150 chipiyan tadra. Next tadra. 2 lakh divided by 1 lakh. Tadra dila. 2 lakh divided by 1 lakh does simply go hazard. Yes, 200% give it the law. So 200%. Next 17 divided by 20. 17 divided by 20 into 100 let us 85. Next day 10 lakh divided by 10 lakh kazura 100. 1 lakh divided by 4 lakh. 1 lakh divided by 4 lakh kazura 25. 1 lakh divided by 14 lakh into 100 china 78.57. Take answer you are sorry, yes, 78.57. Next 2 lakh divided by 4 lakh 50 into 100. 2 lakh divided by this one. 2 lakh divided by 4 lakh 50 into 100 will be kazura. It will be 44.44. Next 3 lakh divided by 1 lakh. 3 lakh divided by 1 lakh kazura into 100. 300. 1 lakh divided by 50. 1 lakh divided by 50 rupees 50 lamata 1 lakh divided by 50,000. That's sambala goes to yes kazura to 200%. Next other 6 lakh 6 lakh 6 lakh divided by 6 lakh that's sambala kazura current year divided absolute change divided by previous year chid sambala kazura na kazura 100. 100% go to it. 17 divided by 20 into 100 let's sambala 85. So this is how your comparative balance sheet is solved. This also dikharala na comparative balance sheet re takino tagay na ra aya ta ninga zo chi comparative balance sheet tsawa chirwa. Comparative balance sheet sa suna next step dikha share sa zo next step di zo ha chere next step di zo interpretation ta kechim bu charwa interpretation chi wo res konda interpretation chi dang dikha res chi ursa ka jin gi ra interpretation chi na thangbo de la zo working capital ta na ti de ra working capital ta du sambala nyam to khata na nyam to khaj tan ti la na stock ti shita na ti de ra khazut ta thona ge khyos mata interpretation kabla information kechim bo de thong tu na yang odun sten na ti war so thangbo di working capital ra niwa de zu khata wo chi la na fixed asset ta non current liability ra fixed asset ta non current liability ni ta ti jela zu reserve and surplus chitta and di jela overall performance ke chi judgment chi pass china So thangbo also fixed asset the non-current asset ta shanati sare. Chidang nende kore mix it uchi ke mare. Oyane thangbo fixed asset ta thangbo di fixed asset ta non-current liability and share the short lang also the share capital nzo ta shanati re. Ta dina nzo kharta try chila na fixed asset part wes six fixed asset par wala shi na tida nyamdo la non current liability part wes kisi fixed asset par wada non current liability macha wadu chi na the company ki working capital working capital du sambala nzo ki current asset du pishita yobe ta do chi re so di abo sheda yo ma kuzuda so thangbo di nzo khat thidang de khan stela na the comparative balance sheet the comparative balance sheet for the year 2000 and 13 13 and 14 on the 2014 reveals reveals that those so fixed asset the non current asset fixed asset there the portion the portion thing fixed asset fixed asset fixed asset non the investment fixed asset na chu do ta diniga phados parwarishin gajan pawarishin exactly fixed asset korachi putawarishin 100% giya phados that is 10 lakh 10 lakh per shas and diratish 10 lakh per shas landwa reveals that the fixed assets has increased partial over increased by 10 lakh khaju ki parsha 10 lakh ki parshas that is 100% the 100% the digital kharta lana anzu kharta non current liability non current liability khadu de non current liability so non current liability khachitu padwa ine khaju ki parsala na bumsum ki parer bumchu gi asset parer fixed asset ane bumsum liability chi parer so pesha danga duel na anju ki loan linkage to loan khaju len she thale yema digas tu thale digas le digas chadu sambala bumsum go loan le long term loan di bumsum go loan di nganjo asset chichi go nyela bumchu go nyela danga yorwela na danga mer tawo di nganjo de chi ta shanarwa share capital la chikta share capital dina dor share capital sambala the portion dirwa tinjurwa so padwa equity share capital padwa preference share capital padwa ona nganjo chu ngule dwa so nganjo khalare tinyam de la by and non current liability has increased increase by rupees khaju pardu thagi non current liability bumsum gi pardus 3 lakh the percentage na mala nei share ke mar in la shawro that is khaju redulana 150% 150% and commerce can and kesana and share capital then only equity share capital has increased as well as preference share capital ki par preference share capital has also increased. Also increase, which sums up to 니가 냠도 domnarwa sums up to 가주 차거들나 increase the 가주 차거들나 다더라 데라 6 데라 4 라 봄 초다 봄추 라 so rupees 10 lakh 라 10 lakh 니가 냠도 dom나 10 lakh 파샤스 therefore the panna khala or therefore the company ra the company's company gachirwa company gachile sambala company's policy is to buy asset ra I mean a fixed asset through kada non-current the shortcut in the liability and kada share capital as the source of finance source of finance inchi minchi entity work mare source of finance and the khachi to sang working capital and new dunne me to strategic ta indalo confirmation gi che do working capital ta ina khata orla na jo dita orwa kalu choose cash orwa current asset ta current liability ta go res ta chidan ra current asset phujutang suna current asset nyung du du re wa thanadal phujutang tang mi khante go ran current asset nyung du dot wes ra nyung du do mi do bum thu gi phat do phat yu sambala digi current assets yamena working capital la nu min du slide which doesn't affect the working capital the thangbo chongsa first point di fixed asset ta non current liability la ta di te watch the point number niwa di ta so this is our point number 1 now let's move forward with point number 2 the point number 2 now na jo kharta re working capital ta re so basically working capital means current assets and current liability thantara kyu chikta chongso working capital so jo khala re asset gi phat do current assets par na we can say the current assets have increased by khaju gi phatus by rupees khaju phatu total detashan thi current asset total this one here boom to gi phatus which is 100% by 6 lakh that is 100% and the current liability attached and current liabilities part chatu chikta current liability has increased by 300% konda 3 lakh liabilities by 3 lakh that is kachana hazurtu I think it was 150% 150% ki ya phashas this one ta dijela ngajo shad show la kharta re inventory ta la so inventory la sambala stock la go this portion here khajo diphadwa pomni gi phadus dinam khala ngajo on the other hand the inventories has also increased by I think it was 4 lakh rupees 4 lakh let's check inventories no, it is 2 lakh. So inventories has increased by 2 lakh parshas ra 2 lakh parshas ra which shows khartung wala na which shows there is increase kharpare increase in unsold goods ra unsold goods tungo res chose point number 2 lelo chaswa right next point number 3 khater sa point number 3 khater reserves and surplus na chikta shows ra reserve and surplus where is our reserve and surplus tegalda so this point here reserve and surplus dini ga reserve and surplus re niga pharsharwa niga phadu chambala khala wore thale profit dues ra profit dues lerwa reserve and surplus future term and dues de la worwa ina ngajo lawwa de khala la na the reserves and surplus ra the reserves and surplus which include tina khardu which include which includes TES which includes khardu tagi reserve fund and khardu profit and loss account has phardwa has increased by rupees khazuge please check tadarwa 1 lakh each ra rupees 1 lakh and 1 lakh rupees 1 lakh respectively ra respectively for those ra yamina which shows the company has earned profit ra those lana dirwa the digas kiti watches the next point number 4 the verdict date ra verdict le sambala ya the kuragi analysis chiwa chama chirira the kyoto to kemin the di chama tare comparative analysis ra comparative balance sheet sure the di nanglo ne thama de la company position khande to lawara shi na khala gas keras samtang tarwa tai thangbo fixed asset nyesha rwa company ge ji policy dikhara fixed asset khadu nyogo wala na company go ge che du nyogo wala na go ge che du na menu marwa company di expand share machine nyamani modu mera ta sum nyu du shirwa didi sambala fixed asset nyu re o di pharwa so the company gi fixed asset nyu dos nyu di phu nyu dang di khandes nyu shala na khandes nyu do non current liability physitan new sharwa and madang ke dunzo portion chi share capital share through pressure raise chirwa and odin raise chine ra share through pressure new wadu che konda share through pressure raise chi che and the nang zo machinery new wa ra machinery new da khare na fixed asset new sharwa new dang di dos new ke do resha so za ti yago dos zo nabula yo fixed asset new rashi na fixed asset is non-current asset non-current new should non-current physitan gorta kuch non-current new should non-current na chik dire and share capital ki non-currency na tigre chidang ta mar share capital samba chinda tin surwa di outside chik chinda tin sure ta khanda non-current asset chi new na fargi na tini nyam to la farg res farwar shi na okay company la mit trust chu share new or tinyam to loan che gore mele yiji mena kontu loan team marwa tina tagandar are fixed asset new shares new de dini phejutan new tu sambala ti yabu dus tigo dos tongo dus new de ta current assets have increased by 6 lakh current assets per shares padan 100% ki per shares nyambo current liability ki per shares per du sambala the on the other hand on the kenza shoe stage on the other hand khare inventory di tata current asset khajure 6 lakh 6 lakh minus current liability khajure 3 lakh thando yangjo asset khajul hagdu 3 lakh asset thando hago horta and lagi the sambal ngajol working capital di yapu yuwe ta do chire working capital ratio kha do chire chila na 2:1 ke ratio do chire da 2:1 the sambal current liability check yana working cap current asset ni yures la wota ti chidang yapu do chiro so di yapu dos yana khala do so the inventory di ya pharjas phadu sambal la sel new yuwe ta in si re yamena chala thim me gunner mang pu yu si res de la war wa so the reason shamba dende ki in si wa kalana tat 3 nimo tat 31st March to china last day dilan chala new good de raw material new na odi ge dha ti wa odin so khal ha dilana unsold goods na tha ti re so ding lamsang jo conclusion ro che matte ta khandar chala them me gu ti tis ma bo yu ta do dos to ena ge ta jo di niwa dil ta go kim je khala na working capital ya du min ta er so di ya dus na ti re do next ta anchigala thamadita point number 3 the reserves and surplus wa which include kharga dulana reserve fund and profit and loss those so the khazu ki par na bumchi ki par so which means thaleng azola profit bumni is rai was sure and bumchi dena dare bumchi free share wa odigi yabu tad the azu company ki profit earn chishas profitability yabu tuslana dirta so that tin sangma ti sumka point sumka tadu sambal kyun kharcho go company ji overall financial position chi do khande dus nyeming naung la ti yabu shira thong tu so ni khala ye na एमन क्यों यागो थोंग मिंदो ना satisfactory लेना है ठीक है bad थिना ठीक मारता है right so I would say the overall financial position of the company is good ले right यागो दोस्त लगी this one so those theories na takira zuri kecha chungi yu na chungi gangza rawa do chire ra oya ne thara chamshagi ani then next lecture ne di khasa comparative balance sheet chawa che the next lecture din ne comparative income statement ra I mean comparative statement of profit and loss lane di ra next lecture ne odi ko chui ani ta lecture this rangbo do changye do chisra ne ta khan thyti suye ki thapshitangi ina zo kocho go etira ani khazu kale manga gen jana odi gas ki jana ne chapa ya de go re ro odi ani thara hi to chena